Have you ever spent an ordinary day without realizing it was quietly shaping your future? Most people believe that life changes because of one big opportunity, one lucky break, or one unforgettable moment. But the truth is much simpler. Our lives are usually built by the small choices nobody notices. There's an old story about a carpenter that explains this better than any lecture ever could. After more than 40 years of building homes, an elderly carpenter decided it was finally time to retire. His hands were worn, his back hurt every morning, and all he wanted was to spend the rest of his life with his family. When he told his employer the news, the old builder smiled sadly. "I understand," he said, "but before you go, would you build just one last house for me?" The carpenter agreed, but his heart wasn't in it anymore. For the first time in his career, he rushed through the job. He bought cheaper materials, skipped small details that nobody else would probably notice. He left tiny imperfections hidden behind the walls. After all, he thought, it's only one house. I'm retiring anyway. Months later, the house was finished. The employer arrived, looked around carefully, and smiled. Then he reached into his pocket, pulled out a small key, and handed it to the carpenter. "This house," he said, "is my gift to you. Thank you for all the years you've given me." The carpenter stood there in complete silence. His heart sank. If he had known he was building his own home, he would have done everything differently. Every nail would have been straighter, every wall stronger, every detail better. But now he had to live inside the house he had carelessly built. And isn't that exactly how life works? Every decision you make today is another brick in the house you'll live in tomorrow. Your habits become your future. Your attitude becomes your character. The way you treat people becomes the relationships that surround you years later. Many people believe success suddenly appears, but success usually arrives quietly. After thousands of ordinary days filled with consistent choices, the same is true for failure. It rarely happens overnight. It grows little by little, one shortcut, one excuse, one careless decision at a time. Think about your health. Skipping one workout doesn't change your life. Neither does eating one healthy meal. But repeat either choice for 5 years, and the results become impossible to ignore. The same principle applies to kindness. One smile may seem insignificant. One encouraging word may feel ordinary. Yet sometimes those small moments become unforgettable memories in someone else's life. Most people underestimate the power of consistency because the results are invisible at first. A seed doesn't become a tree overnight. You water it day after day, often without seeing any change. Then one morning, it finally breaks through the soil. Growth was happening the entire time. You just couldn't see it. Life works the same way. The effort you make today may not reward you tomorrow, but that doesn't mean it's wasted. Every honest decision, every act of discipline, every moment you choose patience instead of anger is quietly building something stronger inside you. The carpenter's greatest regret wasn't making one terrible mistake. It was believing that today's work didn't matter. How often do we tell ourselves the same thing? It's only today. I'll start tomorrow. It doesn't really matter. But tomorrow is built from today's choices. There is no magical future waiting to rescue us. There is only the person we become, one decision at a time. Imagine if every conversation mattered, every promise mattered, every ordinary Tuesday mattered. Because they do. Life isn't created during the extraordinary moments. It's created during the ordinary ones that most people ignore. Years from now, you'll be living inside the house you're building today. The question isn't whether you're building, you already are. The only question is, what kind of house will it be? Strong enough to weather life's storms? Filled with relationships you've carefully invested in? Built on habits that support the life you truly want, or held together by shortcuts you'll eventually regret? Every sunrise gives you another chance to place one more brick the right way. You don't have to rebuild yesterday. You only have to build wisely today, because one day someone will hand you the keys and you'll realize the life you're living is the one you've been building all along.